All right, there you go.
This is the January 28th, 2006 meeting of the Community Preservation Committee in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Before we start the meeting, I'd just like to read a disclosure. Pursuant to Section 20 of Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2020, an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, and the June 30, 2027 extension granted by Chapter 22 of the Acts of 2022, this meeting for the town of Bridgewater will be fully remote and accessible to the public through remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Okay, that being said, I'm going to call the meeting to order at 6:31. Members present are myself, Gina Gasconi, Chair, Carlton Hunt, Vice Chair, David Moore, Maureen Manasian, and Pat Driscoll. Okay, guess we have our, I believe it's Al Lacerda from the Fire for Effect Foundation. Okay, item B, Chair's announcements. I don't have any announcements other than thanking everyone for being here. And that's about it for your participation in the CPC. Okay, any public comment? Okay, hearing none. Approval of the meeting minutes from December 10th, 2025. Hopefully everybody had a chance to read it.
I have one amendment.
Okay.
Underneath item 6, Townhouse Historical Architect Assessment, the last line of that paragraph, if that grant is received, comma, the CPC may be asked for funds for restoration. It should read, CPC may be asked for matching funds to the grant.
Okay.
So
Do we have
I would make that amendment to the minutes.
Okay, second to that amendment.
I'll second it.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion?
Yeah, the only reason is that it reads like we would be funding restoration. We're not. We would only be under this circumstance providing matching funds for an assessment.
Okay, great. And that was the intent when I did my edit, but I guess it wasn't clear.
Understood.
Okay, roll call vote to amend the minutes.
Just for clarification, this is an amendment with accepting the minutes, or just
Yes.
a minute?
No, it's the actual text.
Right. Was this accepting the minutes with a contingent on the amendment?
Yeah, Carlton, you want to change your motion to
Okay,
accept the minutes with the change?
I would say accept the amendments, accept the minutes with the amendment just discussed.
Okay.
Okay, Maureen, you?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Okay, good. Thank you. Further discussion? Okay, Josh, vote.
Gina?
Yes.
Carlton?
Yes.
Maureen?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Patrick? Patrick muted.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. The motion was approved.
Great. Okay, moving on to item E, review of financial reports. Again, we're ahead of receipts, taxes coming in. We're way ahead for what was estimated. We still have, well, estimated for up to this point. If you take what we estimated for surcharge income divided by half, because we've received 2 tax payments already, that we're ahead way ahead of what we had anticipated for a half a year. Um, excuse me, I know a lot of people have paid their taxes already, where they're due the start of next week. Um, but that income isn't reflected in this report. This report was as of December 31st. And some people may have paid their taxes yet, and probably most waited till the start of the new year. One thing to note, the Edson book still shows a balance. We have voted to accept the final report and to close out the account and have the funds returned to the pot that it came from, which we did. I've requested of the finance department to close that out. So we should see it closed, zeroed out at the next report, the January report. Okay, anything else for financial accountant? Do you have it? I don't have it. The report.
I just wanted to point out that on our earnings on investment, year to date, $87,000. That's a pretty healthy sum, and it's outside of our budget. So our budget is approaching 75%. Our income is approaching 75% of our estimated budget. So we're in good shape that way this year.
Good. And did you figure how much we have available after?
Yeah, it's a little north of $3 million, 3.2 of unappropriated funds across all those categories.
Great. Thank you. So
We're healthy.
Yep. We're very healthy. Okay. Just making my note. Okay. Any other discussion, thoughts on the financials? They're pretty clear cut and standard. Okay, moving on. Item F, old business applications received Fire for Effect Foundation in regards to lighting and some landscaping work at Town River Landing. You were sent the application to review. At the advice of the town manager, we've been asked to hold off on making a decision or acting on this application while he does more research into it. But I would like to thank Al from Fire for Effect for putting together a very, very thorough application. And I hope that we're able to act on it soon. Any comments?
Do we need a motion to postpone?
Josh, do we need a motion for that?
Nope. You can just continue it as is.
Okay, great.
And I do have
Gina,
that.
I missed that. What are you asking to do?
We're holding off on taking action on the Fire for Effect Foundation application at the request of the town manager. He just wants to do more research into it.
Okay, so the town manager is requesting that we hold off.
Right.
All right.
Yep, and that is on my my discussion list with them to get you guys a statement.
Great. Al, do you have anything to add or say for this? Al? Okay, guess not.
I'm here. I just had the wrong microphone selected. Can everyone hear?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, I apologize for that. So I took a lot of time trying to figure out and dig through and learn as much as I could about this property. And it's complicated. It's undesignated. There's some things that have been done down here that I had to kind of go back in time to figure out how that all came about. It's made it extremely difficult. The other thing that causes issues with the property is that Bridgewater Television currently sits on the parcel, which would make it complicated to do anything that would split the parcel because there's nothing else on the property but a town-owned building that's occupied by BTV. I've had discussions with the town manager. I recently had a discussion with the town manager about what would need to take place in order to have the CPC actually help with the process. He has, from what I understand, it needs a designation. My questions about that are, if it does get a designation, does that take the control of the property out of the hands of the town? And then what happens going forward? These conversations are over my head. And I'm not sure that they're common conversations. This probably doesn't come up very much. After speaking with the town manager recently, I think what I'm going to do at this point is rescind the application. I will continue my discussions with the town manager as to what he, along with everybody else, thinks should happen going forward. It is what it is. I don't think that he's going to want to do a designation. I don't know that I agree with that yet until we get into more on what the future holds for the area. And again, that's a decision that doesn't get made by me. So I don't think at this time we should waste any more time going into this. I've already put a ton of time into trying to do the best I could to give you the best information that I could as I understood it. But I'm not going to continue to chase this down until things become clear. I think that's the right thing to do for now.
So Gina, can I just ask a quick question?
Sure.
So I think it's a good project. I would like to see it done. I just found out that I guess this needs a park designation or whatever. So I know we've kind of had to get these things worked out on other projects like the middle school and stuff like that. I'd hate to see them withdraw it. Does it make sense to keep it open at least to the next meeting to see if we can figure something out so it can move forward? I'd hate to see it withdrawn and then have to start all over if it's something that can be rectified relatively easily.
Pat, that would be my thought, that we just, I know table's not the correct word, and I never.
I mean, Mr. Lacerda, are you willing to keep it open to the next meeting to see see if we can find a solution to this so we can get this moving?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, my opinion on it is, if we've gotten a lot of funding and involvement from the state. The pavilion is being built. It is funded. The other things that I was requested are things that I had a lot of it I had done previously under our own, just trying to save up money and try and like grass improvements. We did 8,000 square feet already. I don't think that now that infrastructure is being built on the property, the idea that we would designate it in a way that takes control away from the town manager or the town itself and gives it to a trust or somebody else, I think that requires a ton more discussion and decisions that are well above my head. I'm not willing to support that or give my opinion on that in any way. And again, this is something I've been working on for 4 years. And I really think that the future of what this could be for the town and everything that's going up around it is important. Kitty and I talk on the regular. I understand the history and all the things that have gone into it, but I'm not gonna fight that fight. I'll continue to have messages. I'll continue to talk to the town manager, but I'll on my own. I will go out and I will, kick down other doors and seek other avenues for funding or whatever I need to do to make this happen. I will do it. I'm not sure that this is going to work the way that we've been going about it. And because it's complicated. And I think the town manager is of the same mindset, although I don't speak for him. So I'm more apt to pull it back, honestly. I think I don't think that I'm going to be the one to fight this fight. I think I will go do what I do. And if somewhere down the line there's avenues for us to work together again on it, I think that we'll come to that when we get there.
Well, I guess my question is if there maybe there is another path that isn't so complicated. And if we can try to work that out instead of, I mean, it's up to you, it's your application, but you put a lot of time and effort into it. Instead of having to do that, instead of having to duplicate that, leave it open for another meeting, see if we can work out a path that's not as restrictive as what you're talking about, and then move forward or not.
Yeah.
Helton,
Yeah, just, Al, I really appreciate the conversations. I don't know exactly what you and town manager have talked about. We're looking forward to a report, I think, on that. The issue set in terms of designated as a park is not a short-term thing. There has to be an order put before the council. The council has to go through its process, and then the state has to approve it so it can become on the official. So that process is not a 1 month process. The town did that with the former mobile station, and I think that took probably half a year to get that in place. So
Right.
I think Al is, I would like to see it here still, but understand the timelines of getting this done.
Yeah, no, I'm
and where the
aware
town's
of the
going.
process. I'm aware of how the process works and how it has to be approved and who has to approve it and all that. I'm aware of that. My question is always like, so what happens after that?
Mm.
What happens after that? Is this just another piece of property that gets forgotten about? Who's watching over it? Who's maintaining it? Who's keeping? These are all things that I think about. Like, what has happened in the past? Has it worked? And what's going to happen going forward? Have we thought enough about that? And it's important to me because I put 4 years of my life into this and nobody cared about it in the beginning. Everyone talked to me like I was crazy because I was wasting my time on a parking lot, but I'm not. I see a bigger picture. I see needs in Bridgewater that we can fulfill by just allowing people the opportunity to take part in what we're doing over here. So I think that there is going to be a lot more that needs to be discussed. I am very ambitious. I fully admit that. And I'm prepared, but this is going to take a while to flesh out. And I want to make sure that what we do is long lasting. I want whatever I sink my teeth into right now, I want it to be there when I'm long gone. Not just a flash in the pan or something that we talk about for a couple of years. I want it to be a useful space that transform this area of Bridgewater, because if it's not worth my time. It's really not worth anybody's time. It's just another project. So
I think, Al, first I want to thank you for what you've done there. I thank you for a thorough application. I thank you for your thoughts. You and I have discussed long-range plans for it. I think it's great. I would like to see, as Pat suggested, you not rescind the application right now. You always have that option in the future. Josh has stated that he'll have to us soon. The town manager's thoughts, I might be putting a different word in for Josh there, but I would like to see, and I agree, if nothing happens there, is it going to be another mobile station lot that's nothing's being done with it? It looks a little better than it did before, but I think you're doing good things there. I think the work you put into it is great. I would like to see the town manager's comments that we should have soon. I've also written to the coalition because the Community Preservation Coalition should have an answer sometime this week. Stuart Saginaw has been on vacation, so he didn't get to answer. One of my questions to him was, is there a difference between if the land is deemed recreational or if it's deemed a park? Like, to me, it's a difference. I don't know if I'm right or wrong with it. I've asked him pros and cons of both. My thought, and I might be wrong on this, or if I am, somebody correct me. I think a park could be more restrictive that's something to look into. I'm looking forward to Stuart's answers that I'll share with everybody. But bottom line, I would like to see the application not rescinded right now and wait to see what comes about. Maybe a month or two down the line, that might be the best option, Al, to rescind it. But for now,
I
I think
the problem I have is that I have an entire season of things that are going to be going on down here that start very soon. All fundraising, all for nonprofits, all for different causes around town. We have First Responder Day coming up in April. I've got 2 concerts in May. I've got 9 markets. I've got multiple other events, plus whatever else all the other nonprofits in town put in for, so they can come down to the park and share that. So this is going to be something that I'm not going to have time to deal with right now, unfortunately. It's something that I can revisit later, but it's nothing that's going to stop what we're already doing. The pavilion's going to be built. The events are going to take place. All of these things are going to continue to happen. And I mean, in the meantime, if there's answers that make things a little bit clearer, then sure, we can revisit it. And in the meantime, I can figure it out in other ways if I have to. That's just my personal opinion on it.
May I make a suggestion? Given all of that, I think probably the best procedure would be to for you to submit a letter to us withdrawing the application, but also having language keeping it open that for resubmission at a later date, something like that. That would be very helpful if that's where you want to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I will definitely put some thought. I mean, I have a board meeting at 8 tonight, and I'm going to talk to all of them, but I will definitely put some more thought into this, and I will get you a letter that's more professional, I would say. This is, me talking on a public meeting, but I think I can do a little bit better than that.
No, I know you can, because you do a good job. But I just think in formalizing it and leaving open the possibility coming back once all these issues are resolved, if they can be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
I appreciate that. It's a large undertaking. It was not supposed to be what it's become. It's an endeavor that is takes 80% of my life to put together. I've got more people on the team, insurance and this and that. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff, but I think it's a worthwhile cause. It takes up the majority of my time and I don't get paid for it. So
join the rest of us.
I'll keep doing it because I think it's going to be good. And hopefully at some point we'll be able to reconnect on this and come up with some more a clearer path forward.
Okay, good. I thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. And again, for the work you're doing with Fire for Effect in itself. And also the work at Town Riverland. And I think your vision for it is wonderful. There just has to be an avenue to make it work.
I appreciate that.
Okay. I would say we're not. Do you want us to hold off on L for a month, or do you want to just make your decision, and get to us in the next month to rescind? Or
I will have a letter to you guys tomorrow.
Okay, so you don't want us to hold it off till next month?
Well,
No.
he's going to send a letter, and that would come in, and then the next meeting we would recognize that.
Okay. Josh, do we need a motion to not take any action tonight?
No, you just continue it.
Okay, that's continued. Any other CPC members have questions or comments for Al?
Gina? The Historical Commission briefly discussed it last night, and we will be sending in a letter of support. I just haven't had a chance to put it together and get it over to my members, but it'll be here for the next meeting.
Okay, good. Okay. Um, good. Any other comments?
All set.
Maureen, Pat? Carlton?
No,
set.
I was just gonna say it's a very comprehensive plan he set forth and you can tell he put a lot of effort in it. It was very good so thank you.
Yep, good. Okay. Elle, anything else to add?
No, I appreciate you giving me the time to speak. I think sometimes things get lost in translation, and sometimes it's easier to hear it directly from me and not through word of mouth. So I appreciate the opportunity to do that.
Thank you. We like to be an equal opportunity committee. Okay, if nothing else on that, moving on to old business item B, eligibility forms received. The two of the east, both the storage building at Legion Field and the Cedar Street Community Center. We've been carrying both of them for quite a while. Parks and Recreation hasn't met for a couple of months due to quorum and scheduling issues. We are meeting Monday, and I've requested that put on the agenda to see what's up with that, if they want to keep it on or not. But if they don't plan on doing anything in a hurry, we should probably just take it off our agenda instead of carrying it all the time. Cedar Street Community Center, I think Carlton can say more on that.
It's in the same, I think I spoke to it last time. I haven't heard from them, so I'm going to suggest we drop it for now, and if they reapply, we'll bring it back up.
Good, thank you. Any comments or discussion on those two items, or taking them off our agenda? Maybe we'll have it agenda onto one page. Okay, somebody laughed at that. Okay. Project updates for projects in process. First Parish Unitarian Church windows. They're starting, we extended the date for them. We did our addendum to their grant agreement. The original application said phase 2, which is what we're funding, would be completed by December 31st. But because of a delay in the work in phase 1, plus the cold weather, that really isn't the best to be pulling windows out and just board them up. They got further behind. So they requested that we extend it to June 30th, which we have. And that's no issue for us.
Gina, I apologize. I was talking about the application. I was talking to myself, I guess.
I do it all the time, Pat.
A quick question, and I don't have it in front of me because I'm not at my house or my office, but the application for the Town River Landing, that was modified. The application was actually submitted by the town, correct?
It was submitted by Fire for Effect. The modification that went out was...
The modification was the lease agreement? That's what the modification was?
No, Pat, the modifications, the lease license was modified to enable them to apply for CPC funds, but it's the CPC's decision. And there are other issues that have popped up that are trying to be dealt with. For example,
I get confused about the application and the lease. I'll stop talking. Thank you.
No, and because he applied for it, that's a nonprofit, and he's a nonprofit, he's eligible to apply.
Correct.
But the town, the control of the property's part of the question down the road.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Because I believe it's just a 5-year license,
Yeah, it's got 3 years left, 2 or 3
Right.
years.
right? Okay, Hanson's Farm, I think-
Hanson's Farm, Josh, do you have any updates? But I think the last meeting I talked with them about the layout, and they were going to do, what do they call it? Breaking down brush, but I haven't talked to them in the last 2 weeks. The other thing I was concerned about there was, maybe Josh knows how we're doing with getting the spring recognition ceremony together. I thought we were going to try to do March or early April.
think we're looking at April, and we need to come up with a date, coordinate with the Hansons, give Josh a list, and then who to invite, and then he'll take over from there.
Yeah.
So we're still carrying the ball.
Right.
Yeah, Carlton, though, yeah, I'm glad you brought it up because that's what I had on my notes was I would be doing the organizing once you guys confirm the date with the Hansons. So I think the last time when we did bring it up, it was April being planned. So as soon as we get confirmed, like I said, I have access to the public relations group, so I'll get that on there. We'll get it out to everybody and get everybody involved, invited to it.
Good.
And
Okay.
then just to clarify, are we doing anything with Wildlands Trust for like inviting them or anything like that?
Abs-
Or
Absolutely, they need to be front and center.
okay.
Yep.
So if I could just get a contact when you do confirm that date, if I could just get the best contact who would handle that, that'd be that'd be helpful for me.
I'll send it.
Okay. And we should invite our, my thought, people may agree or disagree, our town council, town manager, our state people, our state rep, state senator, at least invite them. Then it's up to them if they want to come.
And Open Space Committee, who had a heavy lift on it.
Yep, Concom, Conservation Commission.
Town councilors.
Yep.
So that's probably Josh, if you could take what we just talked about, put it in a list, that way we get starting the invitation list going.
Yeah, I think I think from what I remember, our concern was the planting season start.
Yeah.
And corresponding with that. So I think I have a list of everybody we want to get invited. It's just not treading on the Hanson's farm when they're the busiest.
I'll take it under to talk to them. I'm quite sure there's nothing happening during the snow season. But the other major people to invite is the MVP grant people.
Yep.
Yes, right, the state folks.
Yep.
So that's where we're at with that one.
Okay, how about the bridges? You're waiting for measurements for that?
I've got rough estimates, but when I talked with Bob Hanson, they were trying to decide exactly where they wanted to cross that deeper water area. And once that's done, that'll happen. And also, I want to take a picture of the bridge that was put in the Stiles and Hart to them as an example of what we think would be appropriate. And I think they have to go through. They have to lay out the path. They have to go to Wildlands Trust to get approval for the path because they hold a CR. Then they come to the town for approval for that, and then they can brush hog the path and whatever they need to do.
Mm-hmm. I have pictures of that bridge the bridges there, Carlton, I can send them to you.
I just need the one I have. I'm just gonna leave it with them and say this is an
Oh, okay. I
example.
thought you said you had to go and take a picture of it.
No, I have it. It's laying
Okay.
over here on the side of my den office.
Okay, because I had last year when we were talking about the Styles and Hart project itself, my Monday morning walking group, I had us walk there and took pictures of all the bridges so we could count them. So I have
Thank you.
tons of pictures for that. And as far as the rest, no pun intended, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Well,
I
okay,
couldn't resist that one.
good job.
Okay. Anything else on the Hansons? Okay. Our favorite Styles and Hart improvements. No updates at all. Nothing. I think Josh was the town manager doing anything for that. on
Yeah,
that?
so he's in the works of scheduling a meeting with Blythe Robinson, the prior
Mhm.
acting town manager, to discuss the details of why it was closed. Um, and then also looping Bob in the CD department to see what our next steps on that is.
Could CPC be involved in that meeting? Is
Yeah, I
that
don't probably not the Blythe one, but for the next steps, I don't see why we couldn't do some type
Okay.
of get that set up for like maybe before or after the next officers meeting or something like that.
Great. And
Did,
Carlton, go ahead.
quick question. Did we speak to the fact that we had requested the town engineering department to do the survey work on that northern boundary so we could lay out a new path around that landlocked piece? But they said we should hire a separate company to do that. That's independent for a number of reasons. But we need to somebody needs to make a decision that we're going to do that. CPC can actually pay for those kinds of surveys with
Correct.
admin funds.
Carlton, we voted on that.
Thanks. My brain's been a little stressed, so thank you.
We voted to appropriate so much money. I think off the top of my head, I think it was 10,000.
Right. And I'll
Well,
follow up on it. I don't believe anything's been done, but I will follow up.
Is that anything I can help with?
Sure. We'll always take your help.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I knew that, I was on the emails with the town engineer when he said that, and then I knew you guys voted. I just didn't know if anything else came of that. So if I can help push in any direction for that, just let me know.
I'm assuming the town has a list of surveying companies that you could get a quote from them and try to move it forward when this snow goes away.
Yeah, I think even just going back to Greg and just letting him know that that the money. Hold on.
Okay, and I'll look back to make sure that I notified the town manager of our vote.
Sorry about that. A toddler broke free. Yeah. So I think we don't even need to go to Justin just right away. I think you just going to Greg is probably the fastest way to get things done.
Okay,
So we can work towards that. The three of us.
okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if anybody plans on walking Styles in Hart soon, don't. It's not plowed out. It's and I know the town has much more important things to plow than the parks, but just let you know, I noticed today that it wasn't plowed. Okay, anything else on Styles and Hart? One of these times we'll be able to report that we're back on track with it. Okay, Hemlock Drive window replacements.
Yeah, that project is coming very close to closing. On this Friday, there is to be a inspection with the designer and a walk around, and I'm planning to go, and I think Gina may go. But anyway, that should be the final step, and then we'll get the final invoices, and hopefully that project will be over in the next 6 weeks.
Yep. Josh, do you need pictures for a final report?
Yes, I that would be fantastic if you guys have pictures or if you're able to get pictures.
So I have a few but that's from before they did it, and I think they did take pictures, so let's check.
Okay, sounds good.
That's all I
Um,
have.
What was that, Carlton? I'm sorry.
That's all I have on that one.
Oh, okay. Parthenon Freeze. We had, and Carlton can get more in depth on this, the costs were a lot higher for installation than we had anticipated. And I know that we voted last year for, maybe 6, 8 months ago for additional funding to our first CPA award. As the project went on with the installation, the walls and all that Carlton can explain more.
Yeah,
We
right. Can I take over?
Yep, go ahead.
We had a number of change orders that occurred that increased the cost beyond what we had planned for. That change order resulted in a $3,375 increase in cost that we need to go to the town council, recommend to the council to approve. In addition, we wanted to put a storyboard next to the treasurer's office that would explain what those artworks are. And that the language has been developed, and I've gone to the Bridgewater Trophy to get a cost estimate for that storyboard. And that estimate is $1,095. So I think we need to recommend, and I'm going to recommend it slightly high. That total cost would be $4,470. I'm going to suggest that we move to recommend $4,500 from the undesignated fund for this project. I just need somebody to make the motion and go forward. But that's are there questions from people on what we're trying to do? It just happened at the last minute. We had to get a staging for the guys to install it at the last minute, and that cost a bit more money. And then we had somebody he had to come down and look at some things to make sure it could be installed. So there were a number of small changes that occurred. We changed the location of one of the on advice, we changed one of the locations. That created a little bit of additional work and therefore cost increase.
Okay.
But the town, I want to say one last thing. The town will pay the invoices, but to make up the added money, they take it from an account that we need to reimburse. So the whole idea is pay the people what they're due, but come in and have the council approve the money that we are asking for now, and then the town accountant would then return the money that the money that we've already spent out to the town coffers. Sorry to be so confused.
Nope, I was just going to say the same thing. And just to clarify, all the invoices have been paid. So no vendors have their payments withheld because of the shortage.
I think I forwarded you the confirmation that I received from
Clark.
From Clark's. So,
Yep.
Okay. I just want to make sure I sent that to you guys because they did confirm that everything was all set.
Right.
So the only new money that we would be requesting that wouldn't come out of the town coffers is the $1,095 for the storyboard. But everything else the other part would be reimbursed to the town coffers. I really want this to happen because we don't want to take away from non-CPA accounts to pay for CPA funds.
Correct. Um, thank you for that. As I said, everybody's been paid. The town has to pay within so many days of the invoice, which we did. Josh submitted for us, and they have been paid. Now it's just to reimburse the account that it was paid from, and that needs the council approval. One thing, and I don't know whether I should add it in here or wait for motion and change it. We originally took the award for the freeze and the increase from the historical pot. My thought is to take this additional funding out of the same pot. When it gets reported to the state, it would still all go as historical, but I would like to see if somebody followed along with it, that every vote we had for that came from the same pot. I can see if historical didn't have an extra $5,000 to cover it, then take it from undesignated. But there's more than ample money in the historical pot to take it from. So that's my thought, that it come from there just to be consistent with the other votes, where the funding came from for the two votes we've already had for that, which were both from historical. So I would like to see that whoever makes the motion, they make it to be from the historical pot, not undesignated.
So I move to recommend $4,500 to the town council for covering the remaining costs on the freeze project. The funds to be withdrawn from historic reserve account 324200.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, thank you. Discussion?
Yeah, I just want to confirm you're putting the sign or the storyboard in with that cost. That's all combined. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
Correct.
Calvin, do you think, and I probably should have asked this before, this looks like it's $130 over. Are we sure that that's enough? Should we put a little more in just in case the storyboard comes out more?
I don't think so. He's always been very on budget for that kind of stuff.
Okay,
And I just got this quote from Bridgewater Trophy 2 days ago.
right. Okay. Yeah, I've always found him to be right on too, but I just wasn't sure if we wanted more leeway.
Well, in the bottom line, I'll say that's all we have.
Okay. More discussion? I would not to go with the motion. I mean, that didn't sound right, not to go with the motion. Not pertaining to the motion. I just want to say that I think they're amazing. I just love going into that building and looking up and looking around, and I hope the rest of the town enjoys it too. Okay, if no discussion, Josh, vote
Gina,
yes.
Carlton,
Yes.
Maureen,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion was approved.
Okay, great, thank you. Do you think, this thought just popped into my head, putting out some type of, I don't even know where we'd put a press release out, just drawing the fact of the freeze and their importance and that they thoughts on that?
Yeah, I can do that for you guys.
Okay,
What I'll do is I'll just ask that you guys take some nice pictures.
I've got great pictures.
Of
Already
them
have it.
already hung up, that's perfect. Then yeah, send those to me, and if you'd like to get a a little like a paragraph of history in there,
I,
and I'll get that over to the PR company as soon as I
I
get
will,
that.
I will send you the text of the storyboard.
Okay. And is there anything we'd like to like link to on the web page? Would that be is there any additional information we think that we should add and have it linked to for the press release?
I don't,
Not
I
that.
can't think of anything that's up there other than reports that we might have.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay, that's good. We can work on that. Good. Townhouse interior historical architect assessment. Someday I'll be able to say that without like pausing between every word. Um, I believe the town manager is working on that, Carlton, Josh.
Yep. So I did make Chris aware of it, the facilities director, and I think he's just familiarizing himself with it before he gets started on it.
Okay, great. Um,
So what I can do is I can just make a note to loop back with you guys on that.
Yeah,
great.
could you give him a tickler? Because I haven't heard from him at all.
Yeah, yeah, I'll see what's going on with that.
Thank
I
you.
think it just went to him last week,
2 weeks ago.
was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I was away last week, so I just kind of probably
He's been a
missed
little bit busy with the with
with
everything else right
cemeteries.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, next. Multifunctional fields, phase one engineering. Um, the RFP has been put out. Um, Jim Small from Parks and Recreation had met with the town manager. The town manager asked him to put something together, um, and it has been sent out. So we're just waiting for responses. I can't remember the opening date off the top of my head.
Is it an
There was,
RFP or request for cost for quotes or RFQ?
I think it was an RFP, wasn't it,
Okay.
Josh?
Just this
Yeah, it
slightly
wasn't
different.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was an RFP.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, so hopefully next meeting we can report on that something's been done. That the bids have been, proposals have been opened and hopefully ready to award. I'll make sure that um, Pat is notified of when the quotes come in to maybe take a gander at them. And whoever else from the town reviews them.
You said me, Gina?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my concern is I think the RFP that was issued missed a lot of information, but let's see how it shakes out.
Right.
When you got my comments back, before I even got my comments to you that same day, it was already issued, so. I mean, I think it, hopefully, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Yep. Yep. That's all we can do.
Tennis courts, it missed multi-purpose fields, it just said one field, I mean, I think the RFP is gonna be a problem, but that's me.
Now I forwarded your comments off to Jim Small. Were they incorporated in the what went out?
No, the RFP was issued before you even sent it to me. I went on Combis, it was already issued. So
Oh.
I suggest an addendum be put together
Mm-hmm.
and sent out.
well, I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, other people may have a different opinion. We talked about multi-fields there. It's 2.25 acres. And we talked about redoing the tennis courts and having a master plan for that area. You know, if we can, but that RFP, if you read it, doesn't read that way to me.
Okay. Let me talk to Jim Small and see if he can write up an addendum and pass it by the town manager and Josh to.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you could just CC me on that, just so I was seeing it.
I think the RFP should be in parallel with the application, right? It should be similar to what we applied for, and I don't think it is. So,
Oh,
Okay, we can take another look at it just to make sure. Okay. Next, cemetery assessment.
Very quickly, I'm not sure what I told you at the last meeting, but the town council did not recommend, we recommended, the town council has not acted on our recommendation. And based on their comments during their deliberations, I sent, and Josh helped me put together our scope of work that we sent out to 4 companies to get quotes for doing the full assessment of all 10 cemeteries. And at this point, we're waiting for those to come back. I think the deadline was February 6th, and we have one hiccup that we're working on with one of the companies, but we've answered some questions from people. So that is a quote in progress.
Good. That thought went out of my head as quick as it went in. Oh, just to clarify, it wasn't, the full council really didn't discuss it. It was a budget and finance committee meeting that Carlton and I had gone to when they were voting on this. They wanted to they actually approved drastically reducing our request by 75%. We asked that it be not acted on by the town council other than just to leave it in the committee until we could get more information. That's when the town manager had authorized Carlton to put together a request for quotes. Then once we get that, we can resubmit, and hopefully budget and finance gives us a better approval.
Budget and finance basically said just do a pilot run on this with one cemetery, and that's not the idea. We wanted to have a phased plan for all of the cemeteries based on the assessment, and the FinCom had also voted in favor of funding that project. So,
Right, good.
so it's only the town budget and finance committee that needs. It's been sent back to them. That's what I meant by town council acted. It's been sent back to them. When we get the data that we need, then we will resubmit that to the budget and finance committee.
Right, good. So that's in process. It's been sent out, and I believe the response deadline was February 6th, roughly thereabouts.
That's correct.
Okay, moving on. Project updates, completed projects, the Broad Street properties and the Summer Street mobile station property, no change at all. Unless somebody knows something on it.
I haven't heard recently.
Okay. One thing for the Broad Street properties is the CR conservation restriction for that. There were questions that Wildlands Trust, who's doing the CR, and they're combining the 5 acres with the Broad Street properties, the 5 acres that were bought a number of years ago. There's a CR on that, and the intent is to combine it with the 2 properties next to the old Chinese restaurant. Wildlands Trust had sent some questions to the town to be answered they were passing on questions that the state asked. One in particular I remember is like the measurements of the parking area, questions to that effect that the town has to answer. Okay, anything else on those 2? Okay, potential projects. Same as eligibility forms that received that we've been carrying. Jenny Linden Park, basketball courts at Scotland Field, restoration of the fire department's hand pump truck, and playground accessibility. Jenny Linden Park, we're still, Parks and Rec is still holding her off to see what's done with that Oldfield Estates parcel. And I believe a meeting was held for that, Josh.
Um, you mean between the town manager?
Right.
Did you guys
Or
have
it
a
was the
you had a
lawyers who were
discussion. We
discussing it,
we
right.
talked about that, but I don't know if the whole
Yeah.
committee knows.
Right. I think it's lawyers were talking about it, if I remember right.
Gina, from what I believe, the town manager did meet with the attorney Castanetti for Long Built Homes. The
Yes.
planning board had it back before us. We
Mhm.
we voted to approve the neighborhood as a public way,
Mhm.
but conditioned it that before it's accepted as a public way, they work out the land with the town.
Okay, good. That's good to know.
But there definitely was a meeting with the town staff and the attorney.
Good. Thank you, Pat. Okay, so hopefully once that's done, Parks and Rec can decide what they do. Jenny Leonard Park, basketball courts, and basketball courts. I will follow up on at the Parks and Rec meeting next week if it's something they're still planning to do or not do. I know Jim Small was trying to get prices.
Josh, can you give us an update on that Jenny Leonard piece that's owned by the Oldfield developer?
Yeah. Yep. I can,
Where
yeah,
that
I'll write that down.
where that negotiation is, and if we finalize that yet.
Yep.
Okay, and we just heard recently that the fire department is back on track with the Sam McQuinn hand pump truck. So hopefully they come through with something, an eligibility form for that. When these projects come before us, and if approved, I'd like to see different members of the CPC take over as liaisons to the projects. We have so much knowledge of these things and what's going on with them and backgrounds and everything. Just great knowledge of the potential projects that I would like to see our brains spread out more, for lack of a better term, that people take over, CPC members take over or take on being liaisons. But like Hanson's Farm, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Playground accessibility. My thought, unless somebody knows something different,
Oh,
well, we
excuse me,
haven't heard anything.
Gina, excuse me interrupting.
Sure.
David, did you guys develop a letter of recommendation to the CPC for that eligibility that the fire station plans?
Members of the commission are planning on going up to the fire station on Saturday at the open house and speaking with the proponents of that project. And we want to get a look at it. The historical commission could take the lead on that, the liaison, if you want.
Mm-hmm.
That would,
Great, thank
for
you,
my
David.
opinion, that would be great. They've been working with me, but I'd like to hand it off, and that would be great if you could lead.
Yeah.
But if one of the things I looked at the Macris, and the piece of apparatus is not listed, and the pictures are not obviously listed. So a letter from the Historic Commission as to the significance of the town, like you've done before, would be needed at some point.
Yeah, well, we we hope to be able to come up with something like that after we view it and meet with him on
Thank you.
Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Playground accessibility, as I was saying, we haven't heard anything in quite a while. And unless somebody knows something different, we should probably just take that off our agenda. And we
Well,
can-
I'm going to ask Josh.
Well, I was actually gonna just chime in. I was in attendance at their last meeting. And just as liaison, I'm not trying to speak for them or anything. They are continuing to work on it.
Okay.
I think they just are their next steps are to talk with Jim Small to figure out what types of accessibility that they can add just based on the size of the playground and everything like that. So they are continuing to work on it. It is something that's on been on their agenda and everything. So
I was just
Okay.
going to ask you to send out a note, but you've now given us the note.
okay.
You've given us the note. Okay, sounds good. Anything else? Potential projects, any on these projects? And I thank our members who gave updates on the 4 projects. Okay, application template. I spent a good part of today looking at other towns' applications. We had, Carlton in our offices meeting had talked to Josh, and our thought was for now to look at our current application, which I think if some of the redundancies in the wording is changed. To be honest, from all the applications I looked at today, and I've looked at them over the last couple of months, different towns, I think we have the most comprehensive application. It just needs drastic work on it. And drastic is probably putting it mildly. So we're still looking at that. And I will send, if I come across any decent applications. A lot of the applications I found are actual equal to our eligibility form. So they don't ask for the content that we ask for in our current application. But if anybody has any thoughts on that, or knows of towns that have good applications, just let us know. If not, I'll keep going through them. And as I
Question?
said before,
How many did you send to Josh? How many? 5, 10?
I haven't sent any yet because, to be honest, I don't like any I've seen. But I'll go through and I'll pull them and send them, and he can send them out.
Okay. Thank you.
And just to help with it, if you want to send them all to me, what we could do is, like I said before, we could schedule a meeting an hour or two, and then we could cherry pick from each one of them, and take
It's-
ideas you guys like, and then I'd be happy to put something together as like a final template, and then we could show that to the committee versus our current template, and take everybody's changes that way.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
And as I said, ones I've seen, I haven't been overly impressed with. Okay. Item G, new business potential, new projects. The town council, well, the town manager's office, at the request of the town council, had submitted a grant to the state multicultural folks for an assessment for the electrical, plumbing, heating, that type of thing in the townhouse. If the town is deemed a recipient awarded the grant, it's a match grant. So it would have to be, they'd have to come up with the funding, which they'd be looking to community preservation to fund the match. Okay, questions, comments on that? Admin code change. Carlton's made some changes to that, to our, oh, I'm sorry.
No, actually, if I could,
code change.
yeah, the admin code, we've had conversation with the town manager, and I believe he's planning to submit a number of revisions to the administrative code, which has now been separated from the town charter. There's two separate documents up on the new webpage, which I find very useful. But the bottom line is that he's considering recommending that there be two at-large citizens appointed to the CPC. In what the second one, would be a replacement for the Affordable Housing Trust member. He's not going to remove the Affordable Housing Trust from the admin code, as I understand it, because that is a very important tool for housing. So at this point, that's the work in progress. So basically, he has told us that he would be providing a suggestion to the council to make it two citizens at large for the CPC. That's all we know at this point.
And we're still pushing and trying to get an appointee for the housing authority. Maybe we can talk to them on Friday during the tour, to the director, and ask for that. So we can do that. That's the membership. Okay, anything new business brought up by the committee? Okay, hearing none. Okay, committee liaison reports. I'll start first, Parks and Rec. As I said, we haven't met for a couple months. We are meeting Monday. So I'll go over potential projects and things like that to come up with if they want to put one through CPC. But other than that, there's not a lot of new stuff. Okay, how about David?
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Historical Commission.
Yep.
Really nothing for CPC. We've got a may tie into Carlton Cemetery project when we get a consultant online. Hopefully they can give us an idea on what we do with this. Historical Commission was given a gravestone, and we're trying to find a home for it. It's a little girl who died in the 1790s, less than 2 years old, and we can't seem to find her name anywhere in any of the town archives. We found similar names, but no exact name of her being born or died in the town of Bridgewater. So we turned it over to the Old Bridgewater Historical Society, or the problem over to the Old Bridgewater Historical Society, and they've got some people looking into it, but I'm not optimistic. So
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any word or update on the Titicate?
I do have a quote on a plaque to put down there. I've got a quote on aluminum, but roughly $2,500, and a quote on bronze, same plaque of $3,400. But we haven't even filled out a request for eligibility form yet. So we're still a ways off on that.
Okay. Did you check with who for the town would approve putting it on the property?
No, no, I haven't. Only because I don't know where to go. I don't know who to ask. Parks and Recreation, town manager. Um, it's a piece of town property where we want to put it. Um, Presently used as a small parking lot for people down there fishing. So it's really not a formal park or a recreation area. It's
Mhm.
just a piece of town land. Um, so
Tina, can I jump in here?
Yep, I
sure.
was going to ask you to.
When in doubt, David, just send it to the top. Send it to me, and I'll talk to Justin about it, and we'll figure it out for you.
Okay, we'll do. I'll get a copy of the assessors map and show you approximately where we think would be a good spot to put it. And we'll ask.
Okay,
Okay, coming your way.
sounds
Okay,
good.
David, I've been trying to clear up pictures because, like we know, I just take way too many pictures. I have, from the day that the time, I think we went for 2 days down to the mill down here on Broad Street, the Ironworks.
Yeah.
I have a ton of pictures. I have videos that I took of them doing the work. Would you like those for the Historic Commission?
Yes, we'd like to put them together and store them in the. I'll give the historical room a shot at it. I don't know. I know they haven't hired an archivist. They've just got some general staff. I've talked to Judd about it and put them together. I'll take them over to him and
Okay.
we'll see what we can do with them.
Okay, good. I'll get those off to you. They're great videos, and every time I go to hit delete, it's like I can't do this. This is like the history of it. I can't delete it. Okay, I'll get those over to you. Okay, Maureen, you're up.
Yes, I have nothing to report. We did not meet, lack of quorum, blah, blah, blah.
That seems.
Hopefully next month we'll have, things will go better.
Mhm. That seems to be the last month or so. Couple
Yeah,
is quorums. Okay, and Pat, you're up.
I basically already gave it the planning board accepted, well, voted to recommend acceptance of Oldfields with the condition that they work through the land with the developer prior to acceptance.
Okay, great. I'm glad to hear
And
that.
Josh said to get back to us on that. So
Yep. Okay, great. I think that's everybody. Josh, do you have anything to add for us?
Hopefully not right now.
Okay.
Particularly this just got longer.
Yeah, never
And
never ends.
I always feel bad leaving you out for a committee report for a at-large person. Do you have anything to add for us
Other than the fact that I talk to myself a whole lot.
during
But
the copy?
no, I try to keep my ear to the ground, and a number of people have called me on questions. So, but I don't have anything specific at this point.
Okay, good. Thank you. Didn't want you to feel left out for us. Upcoming events, the fire station open house is Saturday. Ribbon cutting first for invited guests and then the open house after. That's all I have for right now for upcoming
I have a
events.
question about that
Sure.
open. The ribbon cutting is before 2 o'clock?
Yes, 11
Yeah.
o'clock.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah, because we can only slide right in at 2 and we have to leave right away.
Yeah.
Granddaughter's birthday.
Oh, nice.
Can't
How
miss it.
old?
6 is my great granddaughter.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
so we have to be there for that.
Fine. You can't miss that.
Oh, no, no, no.
Fire station open house birthday
Uh,
party. Okay. Okay. Public comment. We have no public left. Next meeting date is February 25th. We had at our last meeting, we had talked about doing our a hybrid, which was our attempt for this month. We had a couple that couldn't make the hybrid. Some of us could, so we decided to do what we're doing, do it on Zoom. We can look more into it for the February 25th meeting about a possible hybrid. One of the issues with meeting in person that came up, whoever had the meeting, if it was in off hours for the academy building to be open, would get a key from the fire station across the street. Fire station's not there. And it means somebody would have to go down to the Pleasant Street station, which could sometimes be a problem. So we have to work that out too. I had suggested maybe the police department could have a key, but we'll work on that. But as of right now, well, we know that's the meeting date. We'll let you know in plenty of time if it's virtual or hybrid.
Gina, my
Yep.
biggest problem was, would there be enough parking? Because I drive a pretty big truck, and I didn't know if there'd be enough parking for me to squeeze in there with all the snow and the snowbank. So that was kind of my own personal question about would I be
Yep.
able to find some place to put the truck?
Yeah, and I had thought of that too, not having gone by to see how well the lot was parked, but that's something to consider. I know from my walking group last week, we were planning to go to Tittaket and decided it's such a small parking lot, and with the snow, we'd never fit more than a couple of cars in there. So that's something we can take into consideration too, is the parking situation. And I thought I saw it today, or I know I saw, but when I clicked onto it, I wasn't seeing what the heading was, but it said 13 inches of snow Sunday night. But when I clicked into it, it just gave the percentages of chance of snow for each hour, but didn't give accumulations. But we will keep that in mind, the parking situation. Okay, anything else to add?
No.
Okay, if not,
Okay,
Okay.
if I could just borrow Carlton and Gina after the meeting,
Yep.
I just wanted to talk about what I'm going to send you guys after the meeting. So
Mhm.
don't go anywhere after the recording stops.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Nobody wants to
So
adjourn.
moved.
No, I had to get back on again. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, discussion? There's never discussion on
Never.
adjourning. Okay, meeting is adjourned at 7:54.
I gotta do the roll call.
I want to thank everybody for being on, for their time and their valuable input. Everybody's input
Gina,
is
you have to
appreciated.
do the roll call. You have to do the vote.
Oh, okay. Vote
All right.
Gina,
yes.
Carlton,
Yes.
Maureen,
Yes.
David. David, you're muted.
Sorry for the holdup. Yes.
Thanks. And Patrick,
Yes.
thank you. The motion was approved. The meeting adjourned.
Okay, and it's still 7.